Over the years, Indian fishermen have made a common practice of breaching into Sri Lankan waters to poach from lucrative fishing grounds. Despite repeated calls for a stop to illegal fishing in Sri Lankan waters and even the threat of arrest and the use of firearms on encroaching Indian fishermen, a lasting solution to this issue between Sri Lanka and its neighbour is yet to be reached.
It was a good day for the fishermen in Eravur, Batikalo, as they managed to bring back a catch weighing 200 kilograms today.
Many encroach on Sri Lankan waters to extort marine resources. Indian fishermen who breach the maritime boundary with Sri Lanka head back to their shores with a catch that originated from our waters. The ocean is a pillar of the Sri Lankan economy, and if such illegal fishing activities continues, there will be nothing left for the future generation of the country.
Indian fishermen use an illegal method called bottom trawling to engage in fishing in the northern seas of Sri Lanka. Bottom trawling not only takes away the fish in the oceans but also damages the ocean bed, destroying marine habitat and resources. Last year, the breach of Indian fishermen into Sri Lankan waters was evident in satellite images obtained by authorities, and Newsfirst is in possession of footage which show Indian fishermen fishing in Lankan waters. 19 Indian fishermen who breached the maritime boundary with Sri Lanka were arrested and handed over to the Department of Fisheries. Navy spokesperson Commander Indika De Silva, speaking in Newsfirst, said that the fishermen were arrested in the eastern seas of Point Pedro and were escorted to the Kankasantarai coast, following which they were handed over to the Department of Fisheries. A joint operation by the Coast Guard and the Navy led to these arrests.
The central government and the government of Tamil Nadu must hold discussions with the government of Sri Lanka and take measures to protect our livelihoods. The fishermen are in fear. The central government must take actions to solve this. Over 10,000 families are directly involved in this industry. There are 20,000 other families that are indirectly depending on this industry. We ask that we be allowed to fish in our traditional fishing spots. We do not say that it is right for them to come here and fish in our area. They come in their boats to this side and play. Their numbers might increase in the coming months. They come to this side at night. Since the past 2 months, we incur losses over 600,000 to 700,000 rupees a month. They are coming to invade us.
Indian fishermen breach our waters and engage in fishing. They are harming the sovereignty of the country. A government is elected to protect the sovereignty of the country. The responsibility of the elected government is to ensure that the sovereignty of the nation is protected.
It has been said that due to this particular method of fishing, the marine resources on the Indian side has been totally destroyed. There is nothing more. And that is the reason why these fishermen are now coming into the territorial waters into Sri Lanka. The fishermen in the northern province are worst affected, and we as the Tamil National Alliance has taken this up with the government. There have been meetings with the President, but to no avail, sadly, because no decisive action has been taken, and that is why I think it is timely that this adjournment motion has been moved. If bottom trawling is banned by law, now presently there is a regulation under the Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Act where this method of fishing is regulated. Now that won't do. It must be totally banned.
The war came to an end in 2009, and after the war came to an end, naturally there was the desire on the part of the northern fishermen, the Sri Lankan northern fishermen, to commence their fishing activity, because that has been their only livelihood. The Indian fishermen, sir, are crossing the international boundary, and they are coming into Sri Lankan waters and fishing as they please. The Sri Lankan Navy and the Indian Navy or the Indian Coast Guard so as to ensure that this is prevented, that Indian fishermen with their trawlers in particular coming into Sri Lankan waters is stopped by a joint exercise in which both governments are engaged, their navies are engaged, or the Coast Guard personnel are engaged.
They speak of the grievances of the fishermen. They speak of Indian fishermen breaching our waters. Why can't we put a stop to this? Is there a diplomatic issue? Who will suffer in the end? It will be the fishermen. Why isn't the government coming forward to assist the livelihood of these fishermen?
Whenever Indian fishermen were arrested by the Sri Lankan authorities for breaching the maritime boundary, fishermen in Tamil Nadu engaged in protest. In August last year, 5,000 Tamil Nadu fishermen bearing white flags attempted to reach Kachadev. Late last year, a Tamil Nadu fishing vessel had met with an accident. A search team from Tamil Nadu was engaged in the operation yesterday as well.
Poaching waters, can this be punished with shooting? Human rights violation?
We have no coast guard. We only recently established a coast guard. But you know, you asked me the first thing. You are trying to put the IMF. Why are you coming into our waters? Why are you fishing in our waters? Stay on the Indian side. Then there will be no issue. There no one will shoot anyone else. You stay on the Indian side and let our fishermen stay on the Sri Lankan side. We are otherwise don't charge. You make accusations about human rights violation by the Navy. You came in there. Look, we are taking away a livelihood of our northern fishermen.
But that can't justify taking lives, no sir.
Look, you can't come in. It's a right of this. Someone tries to break into my house, I can shoot. If he gets killed, the law allows me to do that. Look, on the fishermen's one, as far as I am concerned, I have very, very strong line. This is our water, and the fishermen of Jaffna should be allowed to fish. And I mean, we stopped them from fishing. That's why the Indian fishermen came in. They must be allowed, and they are willing to have a deal. Let's have a reasonable deal, but not at the expense of the income of the northern fishermen.